So thank you very much for all the EUC Forum organization for inviting me, and Neil and some familiar faces I have been following for the last couple of years on social media and a lot of blogs and a lot of technical knowledge. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present today. And today, I'm going to talk about the modern cloud deployment for AVD and Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop, and how can you secure the VDA in the cloud without a legacy domain. So the idea is remove all the Active Directory on-prem dependencies and deploy a native Azure Active Directory deployment. Just a little bit about me. My name is Javier Lopez Santa Cruz, and I'm working for Citrix for the last 7 years. I have been working around the last 4 years in pre-sales. I became Citrix Technical Advocate like 2 years ago. I did a couple of presentations for several CUGCs in Ireland, the headquarters, Sweden, and Denmark. And I try to do my some blogging as well with some technical implementations for Citrix and AVD. Just as a personal note, from my accent you can denote that I'm from Spain, living in Ireland for the last 10 years and now located in Northern Ireland. For today's session, one of the things that I wanted to achieve is, or to solve some questions is, whenever we are trying to deploy these modern deployments in Azure or with Citrix, we are finding a lot of challenges. So, for example, one of the things is like the lack of GPOs, or how Intune is replacing all the management layer for the modern deployments, and also how can we achieve the best end user experience and achieve this single sign-on, so the end user is happy when they are using these modern deployments, and also how can we secure the access. So I'm going to try to solve these 2 questions during the presentation. And for today, the agenda I split in 5 parts. So I'm going to talk first about what will be set at the background for a traditional deployment and what will be the modern deployment. I'm going to talk about Azure modern deployments and Citrix modern deployments, and how can we go connectorless or Rendezvous v2. So for someone who, if you have been deploying Citrix Cloud, we can do all this modern deployment without the necessity or the requirement to have a cloud connector. So I'm going to explain why and how can you do that. We are going to talk about the Azure management options and on-domain join machines. That can be a good use case for some contractors, and some use cases is very easy to implement, and I'm going to talk about this. How can you do a POC deployment overview? I have a blog where I explain, and I recorded a video, and how can you, basically, if you have a Citrix Cloud and an Azure subscription, you can deploy the same lab deployment that I'm going to explain today in an hour, 20 minutes. So in a morning, easy, you can deploy the same machines that I'm going to explain. And the last part, I'm going to talk about the Azure Active Directory native single sign-on, and I'm going to do a live demo. Hopefully it works. So first of all, talking about this traditional and modern cloud management. So when we talk about on-premise and how the network and the users, computers, devices, and virtual world has been working for the last 30 years. We have our user devices in a hub and spoke model. We rely on-premise Active Directory. So on-premise Active Directory has 2 main functions. I oversimplify this, so probably it's not 100% accurate, but just to get the point. The 2 main functions that we have is identity. We can register all users or all your devices, and also management. So in this way, we can not only have the identity for computers and devices, we can deploy group policy objects, restrictions, security policies, folder access, updates, application deployment. So in large organizations, you can also have working in parallel with SCCM, and this is how everything has been working for the last 30 years for large enterprise and big organizations. When we talk about Azure, and I'm talking about Azure because Azure is the only vendor, Azure and Microsoft, the only vendor that owns the operating system, owns the platform, owns the cloud hosting, and the cloud identity. So they created, we can deploy also Azure Active Directory on VDIs, and we are using Azure Active Directory. An Azure Active Directory is an identity provider by itself. You can sync your users optional from on-prem Active Directory, but you can use also native users in Azure Active Directory. And for the identity, there is 3 types of identities that we can have in Azure. So we have Azure AD Register, Join, and Hybrid, and I'm going to explain this a little bit more about this in the next slide. And when we try to deploy GPOs, the GPOs are not working out of the box with Azure Active Directory identity. So if you need to deploy group policy objects or anything, any management over these VDIs, you will need have a management layer, which is another service that is on Microsoft, which is the Microsoft Endpoint Management, or Intune. So Intune is the optional service that is managing this new VDI wall for Azure and Citrix deployments. And then you can apply, it's not technically GPOs, but group policy object, restrictions, security policies, so all the same things that you have been deploying in on-prem environments. We have a middle ground. We have hybrid join. So for hybrid join, I'm not going to talk about this too much because it's out of the scope of the modern deployment. It's not out of the scope. It's out of the scope of this presentation. But basically, for hybrid join devices, you need to have connectivity to on-prem and Active Directory, and the users that you are going to use are coming from on-prem. So you have dual identity. You have in your on-prem ID and your Azure Active Directory, your sync your user and your devices are sync device ID from on-prem and ID. And also you have SCCM, and you can have in conjunction Intune. So it gets a little bit complicated in terms of the management because you need to set what will take priority, for example, SCCM or GPOs or Intune. This is called co-management, but as I mentioned, this is for another day because it's a very, very complex topic to talk. So just moving forward, I'm going to just quickly review the 3 types of device identity that we have in Azure. So the first one is Azure AD registered devices. It can be a Windows device using a local account, or can be an iOS, an Android. And what is this device identity? What allows the end user and the admin? So there is several benefits for this device identity, and the first of all is control the user identity and have single sign-on capabilities. So whenever I have a device identity set up in Azure, I can have single sign-on to any Azure Active Directory services, and this includes Outlook, PowerPoint Online, or PowerPoint, or if you are using Azure with your Azure Virtual Desktop, with your Windows 365, and also with any Azure, with any software as a service apps that has configured Azure as an identity provider. So we have this Azure AD register that you don't change anything. The user only logins and keep this authentication for a while. The Azure Active Directory join, and in this case, this device is joined to Azure Active Directory. So an Azure Active Directory join can or cannot be managed by Intune. So you have this type of identity, and the user exists only on Azure Active Directory. Can be imported from on-prem, but is Azure Active Directory join only. And in terms of single sign-on, I'm going to explain a little bit more in a couple of slides. The last but not the least is the hybrid Azure Active Directory join, and in this case, we are having the identity from both Active Directory and Azure Active Directory. So the device is keeping the same advantages that you have on-prem with single sign-on, Kerberos, and all these entitlements that you have seen over the last couple of years, and the new modern authentication that is built on Azure Active Directory. And we talk about endpoint, but we can also talk about VDI. So the challenge now is Intune and all these devices was designed for endpoint devices, but now it's like, how can we implement the same workloads in a virtual world? How can we implement this in Azure? How can we implement this in Citrix? So, as I mentioned for today, I'm going to focus only on Azure AD Join. And hopefully I will have an overview about this. So very easy, whenever you are seeing the identity, there is two places where you can see in Azure. One is in Azure Active Directory device identity, and you will have all your identity, the registration, if it's Azure ID join, if it's hybrid, if it's registered. If the device is managed by Intune, you will see your the NDM and if it's compliant or not compliant. And on top of that, you have your Intune console, and from your Intune console, you can define different properties of the device, so you can apply different policies and also make some configuration to see if the device is compliant, not compliant, or you want to push some Microsoft Defender policies. So they will be the replacement of the GPO plus a mobile device management, mobile application management as a cloud service. And this is the result that Microsoft has designed for all this modern management. So this is setting up the grounds of what we are talking about, modern deployments. And in terms of VDI, we have the traditional on-prem VDI, which is the thing that we have been working on all the enterprise deployments for the last couple of years. We have the new Azure Active Directory VDI, that is Windows VDA, can be Intune managed. When we are talking about Citrix, you can deploy the connectorless experience, and we are going to talk about this in a moment. And also, you can use your web console to manage this machine. We also have hybrid joint VDAs. As I mentioned, is the combination of the first VDI and the second VDA, and this needs to coexist in both environments. And the last but not the least is the non-domain joint VDI. This is very exclusive to Citrix, so we are identity agnostic on this part, so it doesn't matter what will be the front end of the user. This VDI is going to provide single sign-on and access to Windows and Linux machine. It can be deployed connectorless, and if you are using Windows machine, even if you don't have any identity or any Azure identity, you can use workspace environment management to push some policies, user policies, machine policies. So you want to restrict all the access, for example, control panel, or restrict the end user access to network shares or things like that, you can use the workspace environment management agent to do so. So for today, we are going to focus on these two types, and this is going to be the demo. And I just want to talk very, very briefly about this modern authentication. So we establish all the identities, but what benefits or how can be retro-compatible with our existing on-premise Active Directory. So the foundations of the identity in Azure is based on OAuth. So they build their own identity provider. So Microsoft, for the last 30 years, when we talk about Windows operating system, they only admit username and password, Kerberos, or certificate-based authentication. And obviously, as our operating system, they didn't implement any modern authentication protocols like SAML, like OpenID Connect, OAuth, and this is until now, because now with Azure, Azure was built with OAuth incorporated, so that means that they are able to create a token based on a token system, have the identity device, and be able to single sign on to different services to improve the end user experience. So this thing is working in Azure, is working when accessing to your client, AVD client, remote desktop, or Citrix Workspace app, and also Microsoft incorporate a single sign-on to on-premise resources. And the key for that is, if you are in an Azure Active Directory, only Azure Active Directory machine, and you have direct line of sight to the Azure Active Directory, you can authenticate to on-premise resources and have single sign-on experience for that. I don't have too much time to talk about this in deep, but this is really, really cool whenever you are contemplating deploying a modern management, a modern cloud deployment, because a modern cloud deployment doesn't mean that you don't have access or single sign-on to on-prem resources. So for Azure virtual deployments, it's very easy. Azure manages the host all the compute. In Azure, you have the identity, you have the operating system, so it's very easy to implement. You have your Azure console, and you can deploy all your AVD stuff. You control all the components, CPU, hardware, networking, and you can do this in a very granular level. And Microsoft lately has incorporated Windows 365. And Windows 365 is a cool thing because it can give you a flat rate for all your operating system. You don't need to worry about how many machines are turned off or turned on Azure because it's a flat rate. And you can use with your on-premise subscription you can use a kind of network card in your on-premise subscription, in your Azure subscription, and you can combine different on-prem deployments like hybrid, having Windows 365. But by itself, Windows 365 will have their own Windows 365 subscription, and they deploy for you. So the idea of Windows 365 is an easy deployment for companies for a cloud PC or a personal PC. And Microsoft has everything in the same console, so very easy to implement. And what I'm going to talk is how Citrix can implement exactly the same, and also what is the technology behind. So for how Citrix deployed that, this is the architecture. So basically, when we are talking about Citrix Cloud, this is only happening for Citrix Cloud because for all the Azure Active Directory integration, we rely on Citrix Cloud for the identity part. We are developing some of the things for hybrid and Azure Active Directory join in on-prem, but it's still not there. So when we have a traditional Citrix Cloud deployment, we have our Cloud Connector is the main component. So basically, the Cloud Connector is the main component that talks with your Active Directory on-prem, when authenticate users, when you are creating MCS and domain join the machines, for example. We have three different traffic flows. So one is the directory flow. The other one is the control flow, how the machine is registered into the delivery controller in the cloud or Citrix does, so how the machine is registering and doing all the herbit. And the third type of flow is the HDX flow. So whenever a user starts a virtual machine and establishes a remote session with HDX, whenever they are interacting with the desktop, this is the traffic that is generated. So in some large deployments, we have seen that the Cloud Connector can become a bottleneck in terms of, I'm going to very large deployments, can become a bottleneck because if you have 1,000 users with 2 Cloud Connectors, you can reach some limits. You can increase CPU in the Cloud Connector, it's a Windows machine, you can include RAM, but this traffic, the green one, the HDX, is the heaviest one. So basically, to solve that, we created Rendezvous V2, and what we did is we did 2 parts. We have the first version and the second version. I'm going for the second version for time. What we did is, instead to traffic or proxy all the traffic from the VDA and the HDX through the Cloud Connector to the gateway service, we are doing all this traffic directly from the VDA to the gateway service. So that relieved the bottleneck, that relieved the Cloud Connector problem. So we have customers with maybe 44 Cloud Connectors deployed to manage all. It was a big enterprise with 3 geos, and they reduced the Cloud Connector requirements from 44 to 13 with this. So just removing this HDX. And the second part that we did is we remove the connection, the traffic, so the VDI, instead to register through the Cloud Connector to the VDA, is going directly to the Citrix DAS over the internet. So you can see the connector here only have one function, is told with Active Directory. But what happens if we are using Azure Active Directory VDAs native? We don't need to communicate with Active Directory, so we can remove all this layer, and the Cloud Connector is doing nothing there. So that is how can we do this connectorless experience. And if you want to check if the connectorless experience is working in your environment, you can see that we can do UDP over TCP for the fastest connection, and you will see the Rendezvous version 2 if you run the ctx session.exe -b in your VDA. So it will make more sense when you see the demo and you see the POC deployment. So the platform choice, I'm just concerned about the time, the platform of choice, you can use Azure and Windows 365, that works in both platforms. And I talked a little bit about this before. And this is the machine identity types that we are going to focus today for this model deployment. So all this model deployment that I'm going to show today is connectorless, so you don't have to deploy any cloud connector or talk with any Active Directory on-prem. This is modern cloud 100%. And I'm going to talk about these 3 types of VDIs that I'm going to show in the demo later. So you have your Active Directory join VDI, which is the normal one. Active Directory, identity, you don't have management. We will need MCS to produce all the machines. So in the way that this is deployed is you create your golden image, you deploy your applications, you can run your cities optimizer to streamline the VDA, you can do all your operations there, and you can deploy your Azure AD Join or your Azure AD Join and Intune. As an optional, you can use on-premise Active Directory users. If you are using Azure AD Sync, you can import your users there. But if you are deploying native user in Azure Active Directory, it will work seamlessly. And in the case of Intune, we are applying Intune to manage this machine remotely, and they can work with AVD and also Windows 365. And the last is the non-domain join, where you can deploy non-domain join Windows and Linux VDI. We have some of these use cases for some developers or some contractors or very limited access people that they need a desktop, but you don't need any identity. So this is a very fast deployment that you can deploy in half an hour, and you can deploy as many sessions as you like, and it will work out of the box. And as I mentioned, there is no management capabilities out of the box for the non-domain join and Azure Active Directory, but we are going to talk about this in a few minutes. So this is the operating system that we support. All the Azure Active Directory join and Azure Active Directory join plus Intune are going to have all the benefits of Azure Active Directory in terms of single sign-on. So any Azure Active Directory Office 365, we will have seamless single sign-on. The identity, obviously, is Azure Active Directory. And for the management piece, obviously in Intune, when we are deploying Intune, you have these management capabilities, but we can also use workspace environment management. So that means that in a non-domain join machine, I can deploy these GPO policies, user policies, to manage the machines remotely. And this is the workspace environment management service. It's included usually in all the cloud licenses. There is no additional cost for this. And you can manage domain join and non-domain join machines. So you have the out-of-the-box system optimizations to improve multi-session VDI. So control the CPU, control RAM, memory, input, output. You have flexible environment management, application security, profile management. It will take me a session to go all over this, but basically out of the box, this works really well with modern cloud deployments. And to install is very easy. WEM is connectorless, so doesn't rely on Active Directory on-prem users to assign a configuration set or associate a group of policies to a particular user or group of users. You can do this via machine catalog in Citrix Cloud. So when you install WEM, you skip the configuration for the group policy, and whenever you have your machine catalog setup, you have your configuration set that can be associated to this cloud model deployment. And for the POC, I just want to bring this website. If you want to test this very quickly, you can do it. If you have an Azure subscription and a Citrix Cloud, I have this blog. I will share the configuration later. But basically, what we have is all the steps that I'm going to describe, step by step, recorded. So I recorded the video in 1 hour, 20 minutes. It took me the deployment that you are going to see. So deploy Azure Active Directory modern deployment, Azure Active Directory non-domain join, and Azure Active Directory and Intune in one go in 1 hour, 20 minutes. So if you have a morning, you want to test all these things by yourself, you can follow this blog, and you will have the same outcome. And just very quickly summarize of this. So you can use native Azure Active Directory users, or you can use Azure AD Sync and use on-prem users imported into Azure Active Directory to run these workloads. The first step will be connect Azure Active Directory as an identity provider for Workspace. So then when all your users authenticate with Citrix Workspace, they will use their Azure Active Directory credentials. So any conditional access, multi-factor authentication, passwordless YubiKey, whatever you have implemented in Azure will apply when accessing to this Citrix Workspace. We need to create a new resource location, and this new resource location is based for the hosting connection, but this new resource location doesn't have any connector. Okay, it's just for associated with the hosting connection in MCS. In the Dash hosting connection, what we do is we can use a service principal or authenticate with a global, the subscription owner in Azure Active Directory and create this configuration associated to the previous resource location that we created. And when we have this, we go to Windows, go to Azure, create a golden image. In the golden image, you can use your Citrix Optimizer, deploy your applications, and then when you have this golden image ready, you can close it, use MCS, and from MCS, you can select what machine identity are you going to deploy. So you have your hybrid one, your Azure Active Directory join, which will be pure AAD, and your non-domain join. And whenever you have this ready, you can work these three workloads. Everything is on the video, so if you follow, it will apply exactly the same. And you have these three virtual machines that will be out of the box working. If you want to deploy Intune, very easy. So if you need to select Azure Active Directory join and enroll the machines with Microsoft Intune. This works out of the box with a checkbox for single session. If you want to deploy multi-session, this checkbox will not be available, but you have a possibility to deploy this Windows 10 multi-session managed by Intune by running this script. So I will send the link after, and if you want to try that, it needs to be run via PowerShell, but there is an option there. It's not integrated in the graphic interface at the moment. It will be in the future, but just to let you know that we can do that. And the last but not the least, the single sign-on part. And for the single sign-on, as I mentioned previously, Microsoft didn't have implemented in their operating system all these modern authentications until now. And Microsoft, I just want to call Nick McLaughlin. I think he had a video, I was watching a video about how to implement the Azure Active Directory native in Windows. He has a video on YouTube. So basically in Microsoft, they have already implemented, you need to run the latest operating system, the same with with Citrix. And you have the latest version of Windows 10, Windows 11, or Windows servers as a host and also as a VDI. And you need to enable to be able to use login with Azure AD as a checkbox when you deploy your AVD workloads or your Windows 365. And basically, I'm representing this with Citrix, but can be applied exactly if you have Azure Virtual Desktop. You are coming from a managed device, an Azure Active Directory managed device, so can be hybrid, register, or Azure Active Directory join. That's the endpoint. And when you try to access to your workspace or to your remote desktop, you are using Azure Active Directory as an identity provider. So then you list all your VDAs, you click in your VDA. So before the single sign-on, I'm going to present in the next slide, you will need to type your username and password when accessing to the VDA. That was expected. And then you access to your VDA. Whenever you are in your VDA, you create a primary reference token, an authentication token inside the VDA, so you have single sign-on to any Office 365 or Azure Active Directory resources. This will work out of the box. So we have the primary user identity when authenticating to the client application, the secondary user identity when accessing to the VDA, and the single sign-on to Office 365 when accessing inside the VDA to these services. So just as a summary, when you are using non-domain join workloads, you don't have prompt for username and password when accessing to the VDA. So you can have a single sign-on to workspace and the VDA, and obviously, as you don't have any on-prem identity or anything like this, you cannot sign on for the Office 365. But if you sign in once and this device become Azure AD register, it will work the single sign-on for the after. For pure AD join machines, you have single sign-on to workspace, single sign-on to the VDA is not working, you will get the username and password, and you will have single sign-on into the VDA. So this is the 3 workflows. Just to mention that the most of the deployments that we have seen lately is the hybrid VDA. So hybrid VDA is keeping both identities, and some of the users are using Citrix FAS, based on certificate authentication in on-prem, and you can achieve this single sign-on. So you have single sign-on to the VDA, single sign-on to any on-prem, and single sign-on to Azure Active Directory. I just mentioned it here, but as I mentioned, I just wanted to focus on the pure AD. And this is what is coming soon, is as Microsoft has been investing in the deployment of this modern authentication system, what they are doing is, based on OAuth, based on primary reference token, we have single sign-on all across the board without FAS. So FAS has been very important in a lot of large enterprise deployments because it allows you to have single sign-on for your end users. And without FAS, they can have another prompt. So the idea is, with this modern authentication framework, you can have single sign-on without FAS. So this is top secret until now, because I have a good announcement. I was talking with the product manager. We have been testing this for the last, I would say, 3-4 months. And the tech preview is going to be released very, very soon. So that means that if you want to test this native single sign-on, you don't need FAS for this. There is a tech preview coming. It's going to be announced in the next couple of weeks. But I got authorization from the product manager to announce here. So if you want to subscribe to this Azure Active Directory tech preview, you can use this QR code. I will share in the presentation, so if you want to take later note about this, it will be okay. And I'm going to do a live demo. So let me see if I can bring this. So for this live demo, what I'm using is I'm going to speed up the demo because I think we are not very good with time, but what I'm using is an Azure Active Directory join machine that is managed by Intune. So you can see this is the endpoint. It's a virtual machine managed by managed by Intune. And if I open Workspace, I'm not going to do a single sign-on for the first time, but if I open Workspace, you don't see that I don't have to type any username and password. It will single sign on without prompting. And then if I open, I'm going to open a couple of PDAs. And if I open all these virtual machines, what you can see is the great end user experience. I hope nothing fails. That's the problem of having a live demo. Let me see. And here it is. Single sign-on to the VDA. This is, I'm opening this single sign-on that I'm explaining today. Works in both AVD and Windows 365. In this case, I'm going to use this Windows 365 machine. Oh, not responding. That's the problem of do live demos. In the meantime, just to show the end user experience. So this is a pre-recorded video that I have just in case something failed. So as you see, I'm coming from an Azure Active Directory join VDA. I type my email and I automatically single sign on to my workspace. So So then all my VDAs will load on this part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start Windows, a pure Azure Active Directory Windows version, sorry, a pure Azure Active Directory desktop and a Windows 365 desktop. And if you can see, this is the end user experience. Single sign on to the VDA out of the box. And inside the VDA, what I'm going to show is I'm going to open the dsrec command just to verify that this is a pure AAD only workload. So as you can see, this is a pure AAD join machine. There is no domain join. And if I scroll down, you can see that the single sign-on state, so the primary refresh token, is valid and is active, and that means that opening any Azure Active Directory inside the desktop is going to provide this single sign-on. So out of the box, I open the Microsoft 365, and what I want to show on the next demo is I'm going to sign out and sign in to the same application, select my user, and you can see that there is no user, there is no password prompt, so we can do this single sign-on to any Azure Active Directory services in the same environment. So hopefully, yeah, now I was showing all the single sign-on. I'm going to open, apologies for that, but you can see that I can access to all my pure AAD deployments and also my non-domain join machines. For example, I'm showing a Linux one that it will work and single sign-on out of the box. And let me see, yeah, and also we can do non-domain join machines. And this is the last demo. Come on. So you can see in this one, you can see that this machine is a non-domain join machine. So there is no Azure Active Directory join and there is no domain join capabilities. And you can see that we can have single sign-on when accessing to this desktop. And also, here I'm deploying WEM. So WEM can apply policies without having an organization. So that's really cool. For example, if I want to access to control panel, you can see that we can apply a policy for WEM that even if this machine is not managed by any organization, Active Directory on-prem or new Azure Active Directory, we can apply all these GPO policies and all these things to this machine already. So thank you very much for your patience. I don't know if we have time for a Q&A or...
Yep, a couple of questions. Anyone got any questions?
All good. Thank you.